How's everybody doing out there? I am the Glitch Trap, and this is the Cool Club. Bang, bang, bang. I want to go ahead and do this cool review for Transformers Rise of the Beast. This movie, I must say, it was great. I loved it. It wasn't perfect, but I definitely enjoyed a lot of things about the film. And I would say, as far as the films on my Transformers list, this is high up on the list. This has to be like number 3 for me. I liked Anthony Ramos, who played Noah. I actually liked his character a little bit better than the girl that they had, the young girl that they had in I liked him a little bit better than Mark Wahlberg. So let's go ahead and get into the good, bad, and the very ugly of this film. And before I get into that, if you look at the ratings, Rotten Tomatoes gave this film 52%, and IMDb gave it a 6.6 out of 10. But the users gave it 94%. That's pretty telling. So the good of the film, definitely Anthony Ramos and the casting, the Autobots. All of the casting was great. Even you had Ron Perlman as Optimus Primal. I think he did a great job. Like, Optimus Primal sounded great. Pete Davidson was good as Mirage. He had a great camaraderie with Noah. You couldn't even tell that was Pete Davidson. He wasn't annoying in this film. The humans were still a lot of filler for the most part, but I definitely like the relationship between Noah and his brother. That was a good dynamic to show in a good break. Dominique Fishback, I'm gonna get to her in a minute. But yeah, so the good, like I said, was the acting from the human actors were decent, and all of the voice actors who talked for the Autobots, the Decepticon, the Terracons, I think that's what they're called, the Terracons, and the Maximals. The Maximals, like I said, Ron Perlman was great as Optimus Primal. Air Razor, I loved Michelle, I think Yeoh is her name, Michelle Yeoh. I loved her as Air Razor. Air Razor was awesome. And also a side character who I enjoyed was Toby Nigwe. I'm pretty sure I may be butchering his name. And he played Reek. He played Noah's friend. This was great. Their dynamic was hilarious. It was funny. It was organically funny. He's a good, I think that he plays a good sidekick or not even just sidekick, a good secondary character to Noah. And the soundtrack. Oh man, the soundtrack is definitely part of the good. The soundtrack was awesome. This was an old school soundtrack. The movie itself is set in 1995. So this is this is when rap music and hip hop was at its emphasis. It was at its top point. I'm talking about the soundtrack for this movie was hitting. It was awesome. It was the music came in at all the right times, and when the music came in, you know it was the right music. It was hitting on all cylinders. Yeah, I have to give them that. And actually, the movie took place in 1994, so you can imagine this is when rap was at its height point. Now, part of the bad here, I will say part of the bad is some of the human character. One of the human characters, Dominique Fishback. Dominique Fishback. No offense to you, baby girl, but I just was not feeling the character. She didn't fit her role as the brilliant archaeologist who just comes up with dates and dates things from the top of her head. She just didn't really sell it to me. And she wasn't really there to be his love interest, Noah's love interest. She just really came along for the ride, and that's how she felt in the film. She was just along for the ride, And I will say that. And another part of the bad is that the villains, they really didn't stay long. The villains, like those villains, they were cool, and don't get me wrong, I liked all of them, even the female villain that they had, the female Terracon, but they just didn't stick around long. You didn't get a chance to really, flesh out what was going on, like as far as with them, why they really decided to serve Unicron. You understood why Scourge. You understood why Scourge did what he did, but as far as his other counterparts, I mean, we kind of just got that they were there for power. I mean, I guess they were in the same boat as Scourge as far as Unicron destroying their planet, and took them basically, had them as being his henchmen from after he destroyed their planet. So maybe that was the same thing that was going on with them. But definitely, those characters could have been fleshed out a little bit, just a little bit more, and this is just on the bad list, but it's not I don't have a lot of bad to say. And as far as the ugly of the film, like the horror, like this film commit just any horror tropes, there's only one scene in the film that I'll put towards the ugly. And other than that, no, this movie didn't have any just horrible things that took me out of the movie or made me be like, oh, I can't no. And at the end of this film, the audience were clapping. Yes, at the end of this film, the audience was clapping. So that should tell you something. That's why I mentioned in the beginning, like, the people love this movie. Like, this is like the people's champ. And at the end of the film, you'll see that there's gonna be it may just be a crossover to G.I. Joe within this universe of Transformers as well. So it seems like they're gonna be rebooting the G.I. Joe and you may see the guy Noah in the movie because he became a G.I. Joe. So you may see that, and you got that, and you got to see the Maximals, and man, they were great. Like, you seen just enough combat from them. It wasn't a lot, but you saw just enough, and at the end of the film, you got the big battle. You got what you wanted from this film. You won't leave. Like, if you want to see action, you want to see a straight up villain, just trying to go hard and take it all, and the world be and the universe be on the line. Here it is, and it's a straightforward clash. Optimus Prime, I always loved that character because yes, he's a hero, but when it comes time to handle business, man, he's just as deadly as the Decepticons. Optimus Prime will kill you. You understand that? Bumblebee was great in this film, and as another part of the good, I know I already finished that, but as another part of the good, I have to say is the voice of Unicron and Scourge. Whoever did the sound effects tweaking to those two voices was awesome. Hey, so a round of applause to you. Whoever did, I know the production was done by Skydance Media, Hasbro, New Republic, D. Bonaventura Pictures, and Bay Films. I want to know who did that, the editing of those voices, because Unicron sounds heavy. Like, you understand? He sounds heavy. They got that correct. Unicron sounds weighty. Like, and I mean, it's akin to how the on the Justice League Snyder cut, how they got Darkseid and his hero's voice, and even Steppenwolf. They got those villains' voices right. The villain has to sound tough as well. You understand? And Unicron, they got that perfect. So I don't really have a lot of ugly for this film. So with that being said, I will give this film a 8.5 out of 10. Yes, 8.5 out of 10. Only reason I can't give it a 9 is for the reasons I named within the bad. The actress herself, the actress who played, and I can't even say that was his love interest, Dominique Fishback. She played the curator. I guess that's what she played, the curator for a museum. So she was able to decipher all of the the codes and dates and things like that, archaeological dates. So, but she just felt like she was just there for the ride. Like, let me just take you along so we can have a female character be screaming around, and let me just do that. But also the fact that they could have fleshed the Terracons out a little bit more. This movie wasn't that long. It didn't have to be. It got what it needed done. But you also didn't get much of, you could have, this movie seems like they're going to try to keep them going because you could have got more of, well, it's a prequel, but you could have got more of Unicron as well. But I think for what they were trying to do, you got just enough. So like I said, I don't have much bad to say about this film. 8.5 out of 10. Go check it out. I recommend that. Take your children. If you have children, this is a kid-friendly movie. You can go take them to see. It's funny. It's not that bad. It's not just a lot of gratuitous cursing and nudity. It's no nudity. So this is a movie you could take them to go see, and you will definitely enjoy it yourself. And for the cool heads, for the nerds, for the geeks, and for the cool club, hey, this is a must go day one for y'all. We got to see it. So with that being said, I am the Glitch Trap, and this is a cool review. Bang, bang, bang. I'm gone.